Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Dark Horse Area 51 Indy Car Series. We are excited to have you back for the third race of the season. We are moving away from the cookie cutters of Kansas and Chicagoland and moving on to Worldwide Technology Raceway, also known as Gateway, or I believe actually now Gateway Motorsports Park. We are excited to do something a little bit different. Obviously, a unique track layout here tonight. Kind of like Darlington, where the both corners, both ends of the speedway are completely different and should be exciting, especially for these IndyCar guys. Looking forward to seeing them have to change some weight jackers and a bunch of other settings in the suspension throughout the lap, and as the car is going to handle different at both ends. But definitely excited. These guys are mocking really the real world IndyCar series. Obviously, there are no green white checkers here, there are no fast repairs, and we have a season long championship points battle. So, really cool that these guys are mocking the real world IndyCar series. And so I think that'll pretty much do it for the intro tonight. Excited to get started here, and we do have Matt Wagner here with me in the booth tonight. Appreciate you stopping by. A little bit different, changing it up. Gael is going to be off for tonight. He might pop in here at the beginning, but should be off here for the night. But yeah, I got Matt Wagner here in the booth, and pretty excited. How are you doing tonight, Matt?
Uh, I'm pretty good there, Boomer. Thanks for having me. These drivers at this very distinctive racetrack, it is, as you see on TV in the NASCAR Cup Series, is going to run here this year as far as the trucks and the Xfinity Series. This track here has two distinctive different corners, two completely different corners. One's going to be really slow, and then one's going to be a very slow, fast apex corner. But these drivers will have to manage their weight jackers throughout the evening as the tires get warm and cold throughout the evening.
Yeah, and we're hearing roughly 35 laps to 40 laps on fuel, so I'd be willing to bet that tires would start coming into play over the course of that fuel, and obviously they run a little bit of a lesser fuel load in these vehicles. But yeah, it should be exciting. We got 125 laps here, so with 35 to 40 laps on the fuel strategy, should play for some interesting strategies. Maybe some people trying to stretch it a little bit to 40 laps, or some people trying to short pit and go to 30. But either way, it'll be fun to see how they make it work tonight.
Yeah, these drivers can probably save about two or three, maybe even four laps, depending on what fuel map they're run. But at this juncture, this track here, it'd be very, very hard to save fuel here. Once you lose about a tenth of a second a lap, it's really, really going to add up for these drivers.
Yeah, definitely, and it is a little bit smaller. Obviously, similar in distance to Darlington, but definitely, I mean, completely different as far as the shape looks similar to Darlington, but a lot more flatter, and 1.25 miles versus the 1.33 that I believe Darlington is. But similar story that it's different on both ends. But yeah, definitely will be interesting to see how they can manage the field tonight. And yeah, again, I think we mentioned already 125 laps here. No green white checkers and no fast repairs. So just like the real deal in the IndyCar series. We're looking at about half a minute left here in our lone qualifying, and then we will get you ready with our grid for the evening. I think most of our drivers have taken time. Looks like we've got 11 so far that have qualified. Looking for five more. Actually, excuse me, four more. One of the entries is our Matt Wagner with us here tonight, so he'll be not taking a qualifying time.
Yeah, I kind of wish I was out there tonight, but I've got to help out a brother of mine.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, Boomer. I
Yeah,
really
man.
do appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And we're kind of filling in.
We're
I'll
done
be,
qualifying here.
yeah, I think so. I'll be running the broadcast here from now on, but definitely appreciate having Matt Wagner as my second chair tonight, as we are going to go ahead and bring up our grid as we are gridding now. All right, so you can see our top starters. Obviously, Andrew Wood will be starting on the pole in that number 64 machine, and we will have Nick DeGroot to his outside in the 89. On the second row, it is Jeff Hysong in the 18 and Bud Steele in the 6 to his outside. In fifth place is Yari Brupacher in the 49 with Jim Brooks in the 51. In the fourth row, Eric Peterson is driving the number 36 machine with Gary Corley in the number 7 to his outside. And to round out our top 10, we have in the number 40, starting in ninth, Jim Herrick and Luke Daniels in the 15. We also have Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Excuse me, I might have butchered that a little bit.
You got it.
I will get better at that as it goes. But Luis Gonzalez Nunez in the 6th row, and Matt Wagner will not be gridding tonight. So
Nope.
he will move. That will move everyone up ahead in the running
spot.
order. Yep, so then we'll have Joseph Morales in the 60, followed by Taylor Reeves in the 41, and our last row will be Dan Morera in the 26 and Joseph DeCiro in the 110. So Taylor Reeves and Joseph DeCiro definitely getting that actually two bonus spots technically, moving up 2 spots on the one spot on the outside row to take Matt Wagner's place for tonight. So looks like we are just about ready to get rolling here. We got a couple seconds here until the pace car rolls off, but we are just about ready and excited for tonight.
Hey, I got an idea, Boomer. Let's bring in our pole sitter.
Yeah, let's
kind of
do it.
interview him before we get rolling here.
I like it. Let's do it.
All right, Andrew. You're sitting on the pole here, and congratulations there, sir. What is your mindset here for tonight?
Trying to figure out the track and the setup is kind of paramount for me at the moment. It's tricky. The setup is definitely tricky, especially with clean air versus when you're behind someone. So, going to be a lot of trial and error, really.
I know you probably want to get redemption as far as last night goes, but I have 100% confidence you will probably start and finish where you are tonight.
I appreciate that, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right, buddy. Good luck to you out there.
Yeah, best of luck.
Yep. Thanks. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, that was Andrew Wood here, starting in first tonight. As we look as they are rolling through turn number 4, as always, the green flag will be on the green lights that iRacing provides as the pace car ducks off onto pit road. We are looking to get underway here at Gateway. As we wait for those green lights, we will see the 64 of Andrew Wood take off with Nick DeGroot to his outside and make their way down into turn 1.
Yeah, right now these drivers are facing really cold tires, so the car is not going to turn as well as probably the next few laps. You will see the cars start coming in as the laps go on.
Yeah, definitely a big difference being on cold tires for sure. Something to take note of when we have out laps or green flag pitting cycles. Definitely going to be looking to make sure that you are careful on the out laps. That's definitely going to make a huge difference if you slide those tires on the exit of pit road. And I know we saw even at Chicagoland last week we had a few issues with people entering and exiting pit road. So look to see those guys be extra careful on those treacherous cold tires.
Oh.
Pretty calm so far as we already see Andrew Wood jumping out to about a half-second lead with Yari Brupacher and Jim Brooks trading back and forth for third place, about almost 2 seconds back now. Nick DeGroot the only one hanging in there with Andrew Wood. So interesting to see so far as this tricky track creates a little bit more separation than we see on the 1.5 miles here, Matt. 1.5 mile tracks, I should say, Matt.
Yeah, definitely. The track here with this iRacing's aero package, the clean. Well, we got a caution here.
We do have a yellow flag, and I'm trying to look and see. Okay, Jim Herrick might have crashed. Let's go back, see if we can see on the replay what happened here. Pull it up in a second. Here we go. So it looks like Jim Herrick just got loose and slid into the outside wall there. We'll rewind that just a little bit and see if we can see where this started, but looks like we
Boomer,
Go ahead.
Boomer, that looked like Jim Herrick caught that right at the apron of that racetrack. That rumble strip is definitely going to upset this car. It will completely just self-spin. And as soon as those tires touch that, you're just off. And that's the end of the story right there. That's tough break for Jim. There is a faster pair in this series. So he'll come down pit road and hopefully take that faster pair. And hopefully we don't lose a lap.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, I know he jumped to the pits, so he took the tow from iRacing, so might be spending a little bit of time getting back to the pits, as it's showing that he's already taken about 1 minute and 12 seconds now and counting to get back to the pits. So potentially already 1 lap down as the pace car laps around the field. But it does look like we had a couple takers for maybe some fuel strategy. We had Dan Morera, Joseph Morales, and Bud Steele all coming down pit road. Looked like, for the most part, I believe Dan Morera and Bud Steele might have actually taken tires at about 8.5-second pit stops, and Joseph Morales just probably likely taken fuel with a 5.2-second pit stop there. So interesting strategy so far, as we see actually Jim Brooks is going to come in this second lap of caution as well as Luke Daniels and Joseph DeCiro. So a couple guys probably coming in to top off. Would you think there, Matt? Trying to stretch that fuel mileage as much as they can in this race, you'd think?
Well, if I was in the back like Joseph DeCiro, Luke Daniels, and Bud Steele, electing not to pit would be a bad idea. So gotta come down there, come take your free stop, fill up the gas. You never know when a caution come out, because if you got to pit under green at this racetrack, you probably are going to lose about 2 laps.
Yeah, especially if you're pitting off cycle from everyone else. So it'll be interesting to see here, as it looks like we do have Jim Herrick back out on the track, looking like he's being scored about 2 laps down. So definitely a bit of a bummer here to start his night, but hopefully he can keep back in it and stay out of trouble. And who knows, maybe there might be a couple yellow flags with some lucky dogs to get back on the lead lap. I believe we do have lucky dogs here tonight. Is that correct, Matt?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then we have the natural wave rounds too. If everyone pits, if all the leaders pit and you stay out as a lap car, iRacing will give you a free wave around. But good to know we do have the lucky dogs here tonight, as well as actually we see Dan Morera, Joseph Morales, Bud Steele, and Jim Herrick all coming down pit road one more time. So they'll be pitting here on lap number 8 to try and put as much fuel in those machines as possible. Not a huge field tonight here, only have 15 vehicles in the running, and don't think that it would be too terrible to have to pit and lose that track position, but definitely for Andrew Wood, Nick DeGroot, Yarbrough Brubacher, and all those guys up at the front, you want to keep that track position if you can, even if it is a small car count. All right, and as always, we will be single file here on the restarts, and we do have the leader's discretion for when to pick up that throttle. No longer on the green lights that iRacing provides. So the pace car will duck in here on this lap, and we will see Andrew Wood lead us back to the green flag. Almost looking like a dirt track there, taking that outside line. Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
No, you're fine. As the green flag waves here, Andrew Wood is heading off to turn 1 there. Nick DeGroot is not going to go there quietly there, Boomer. As far here, he is our last season champion and a very, very good driver here at Area 51.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen some of the heavy hitters here up at the front of the field so far. Obviously, Andrew Wood having a great showing tonight, and Nick DeGroot and Jari Brupacher have been in the battle just about all season long, even though we've only had 3 races so far. But you see, tend to see the cream rise to the top, and sometimes you'll see, there's definitely plenty of guys that are capable of running well in the top 10 here, but those guys are definitely some of the class of the field here. And Andrew Wood, again, breaking out to a little bit of an advantage, about half a second now, with Jari Brupacher a second back in third, so Nick DeGroot, the one in second, about now 0.7 of a second back. We do also have Jeff Heisong and Eric Peterson in the 4th and 5th positions to round out our top 5 for tonight. And it looks like Andrew Wood continues to get faster. That last lap, he ran a 25:18. Fastest lap of the race of anybody, and about 1/10 faster than anybody else's fastest lap.
I was getting ready to say about a few laps ago, Jari is really, really pushing this car. He's looking for redemption from last week. I know he had a little bit of a spell last week, and him and Nick got together last week, but Jari is out here just to prove himself here tonight. He wants to win this race. He told me before the race, actually, so we had a nice little conversation.
Yeah, and he actually just turned the fastest lap of the race now at 25:11, 0.04 of a second faster than Andrew Wood's fastest lap. So he's got some pace, and he hopefully looks to be coming to chase down these first and second drivers of Andrew Wood and Nick DeGroot. Pretty calm here so far, other than that first caution coming out for Jim Herrick. Pretty much single file here. Everyone maybe learning from Jim Herrick's mistake, I should say, to not be so close to that the rumble strips, I guess, if you will, on the inside of that track. I know you said, Matt, those are pretty treacherous here in the Indy cars.
Yes, sir. Like I said, as soon as your left front touches that rumble strip, it's gonna send your car straight to the wall, and no questions asked. If by some kind of miracle you save that car, I would bow down to you, because you're a god to save that vehicle.
Yeah, definitely. These Indy cars drive a lot different than the stock car, the fender cars of the world. A lot more downforce here in this league than some of the other races we run. Obviously, Monday nights we have our Next Gen Series, and Tuesday is our Dark Horse Area 51 IndyCar Series, and on Thursdays the Truck Super Speedway Series, with Sunday the Xfinity Super Speedway Series. So these are the only open wheel cars that we do have here at Area 51. Definitely a huge difference with a lot less weight in these cars, but a ton more downforce. That big difference between that open wheel and that fendered stock car life. But cool to see these guys wheeling these cars. That's definitely a unique talent, and it's always, it's so impressive to see what these guys can do in the sim and on these racetracks.
Yeah, these guys, I was looking at Luis here at Gonzalez Nunez, a great friend of mine. We run in the Lionheart League together. He's doing really quite well for himself here. Just staying here and right in the top 6, looking for the top 5 here. I know he'll be a threat toward the end of the race here.
Yeah, as we are watching along with him now in the 14 car, just on the outside of the top 5, sitting in 6 again, is Luis Gonzalez Nunez, and he has about a 0.6 of a gap to the guy in front of him. That'd be Eric Peterson in the 36. So Again, we are still fairly quiet here, just working on lap number 19, probably 20 by the time, the leader rolls through this time by. And, I mean, it almost seems like, for the aero package, like you were saying, it almost seems like this race is more like a short track than a real, it's not a 1.5 mile, it's 1.25, but, it seems like it races so much different to a lot of the tracks that are of a similar size.
Technically, overall, this is considered a short track under IndyCar rules. It has to be under 1.3 miles track. This is a 1.333 mile track. No, I'm sorry. This is a 1.25 mile track. So this is technically a short track. So I know that Nashville Superspeedway is 1.333. That's the one that's 1.333, and that is not considered a short track. Yes.
All right.
And so it does not run the aero package as you see here tonight. And these cars will handle a little bit different here. I'm taking a look at Bud Steele. He has not ran an IndyCar here last season. And he's doing quite well for himself. He's just sitting there pacing himself, just buying his time. Now he's looking up to creep up here into the top 10 right now.
Yeah, running side by side with Joseph DeCiro, and he's going to take that position into turn number 3 here, keeping it quiet. And sometimes that's the best thing that you can do, especially if you don't have a ton of experience in these open-wheel cars. Definitely just a quiet night that we'll be looking for Bud Steele here, a regular usually in our Super Speedway series races as well. So glad to have him along tonight. And we do have a couple here that are not with us, not racing. We've got Gunny chiming in. He says, wish he could have run this week, and he got out too late for work. Didn't want to mess up anyone's race since he couldn't practice. But we do appreciate that, and would say no worries to that. Would love to have you on, and hope you're at least enjoying the broadcast, and hope to see you back next week. And we also got Craig Forsyth chiming in to see that Jim Herrick was already a couple laps down. Yeah, he had a bit of a spin after touching the rumble strips on the inside of the track, and unfortunately had to take a tow and lost a couple laps there. But he is running, has taken his fast repair, and he is just kind of waiting it out, hoping to see maybe a few cautions here, as you said, Craig, to try and get back on the lead lap, but otherwise doing well so far after that first hiccup for Jim Herrick.
Yeah, Craig is enjoying the beach right now. He's enjoying himself.
Definitely always
enjoyable. I'm looking at this battle between the 60 to 15, and looks like the 26 of Dan Morera. Dan is, you told me before the race that you just like to sit here and buy his time, learn the car, learn the setup, and try to stay everybody's way and just fit for his learning. He's new with the car. Asked me for some advice over the race, but it'll take a little bit of time for Dan, but I know he's got it in him.
Yeah, again, we see Luke Daniels, Joseph Morales, Dan Morera, and Joseph DeCiro here racing in a pack. It's probably the closest battles that we have on the track. That is 4 cars within a second of each other. Most of the gaps or the intervals between cars are pretty laid back. I guess we do have one more battle that we can highlight here for a second. Looks like the battle between Eric Peterson and Luis Gonzalez Nunez, as well as Jim Brooks, fairly tight, but still single file. Most of the action around the track, as we said, going to be single file here. Bit of a lower car count again tonight, but no worries. Still going strong, and again working that bit of a short track patches here. Oh, it looks like we do have a yellow flag.
Oh my!
Looking like the.
We talked about it there, Boomer. That's another victim of touching that rumble strip right out of 4.
Yeah, you'll see the 41 here enter, and absolutely just gets all the way down. Left side's completely on the rumble strips, and boom, right into the wall. Unfortunate for him, but he should be able to take his fast repair here and get back in the game. He may have been able to get back to pit road. Looks like he might have tried to make the decision there to get to pit road, but he's still rolling at least, which does help. And this looked like Andrew Wood also crashed. I don't know. I'll actually go back to that real quick and see if that was, or if that's just him slowing down for the caution. I know sometimes SDK throws some weird issues, but yeah, we'll see. Oh, looks like he must have stopped just for the pace car. So I apologize. We'll actually jump back live here to Andrew Wood as he leads these cars down pit lane. Looks like everyone in the field, just about everyone in the field, is going to be pitting this time. We do have Luke Daniels staying out, as well as Taylor Reeves there in that caution involved. Joseph DeCiro will also stay out this time by, but we've got Andrew Wood, Nick DeGroot, Jeff Highsong, Bud Steele, Yari Brupacher, Jim Brooks, Eric Peterson, Gary Corley, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, Joseph Morales, and Dan Marrera all on pit road. Most of our pack for tonight, as we are going to see Andrew Wood leave pit lane first. He will be the first of the guys that have pitted back on the track, so he will jump back out in fourth place as we see poor Taylor Reeves there, shot of his nose cone. Absolutely destroyed still, as he's going to look to get that car fixed here with that fast repair. A little bit of toe-in damage as well.
And it looks like Luke Daniels just stood out just to lead a lap here. He probably might come in next time by, because right now he's on 24 laps on that curtain cycle, so you probably would expect him to come down pit road next time.
Yeah, we do actually see him staying out this time, which is interesting. So not sure.
Yeah, he might get a penalty for that. Most of the drivers that I see do it, they just roll right through the pits the first time around, and then like one to go, they'll probably pit.
Right.
And that
was
probably the easiest way to do.
Something that Gael was explaining to us, that if you are on a track, I believe 1.5 miles or longer, if you don't come down pit road on the first cycle, you are not allowed to come down the second without getting a penalty. But here at the short tracks, because it gives you 2 laps to pit regardless, you can come down the second time. But obviously Luke Daniels not electing to come down at all so far, which will be interesting. He does have about 26 laps on his tires and fuel, so I'm not really sure how much farther he's going to be able to stretch it here. If he does come down this time, I believe this would be a penalty here, so trying to gamble here and maybe see if he can get a another caution or what, I'm not sure, but he is the only one who is staying out. Everyone else has taken tires or fuel, well, both tires and fuel, I should say, this time around. So interesting as Luke does continue to stay out. Maybe we'll see if he can save some fuel on this under these caution laps, playing with the caution fuel maps maybe, and try and get maybe 10 to 15 more laps out of that tank. But will be interesting to see what he can do here, as we do see Jim Hare coming into the pits once more again, probably maybe repairing some additional damage, or
no, that is his. He just got his lap back. He was the lucky dog recipient of that last caution, and so he will come in and just top off. And
yep, I was reading it wrong. I was seeing the time on pit road, not the actual pit time. So his pit time officially 8.43 seconds, but he spent about 35 seconds now on pit road. So yep, good for him getting to 1 lap down. That's a big deal for him. Hopefully we'll see him get back to the lead lap here and keep his nose clean and get back in the running. But for now, 1 lap down in the 15th position. As a reminder, we got Matt here in the booth. It shows him scored in the 16th position, but he is here with us. He is not out of the car. Well, I guess he is out of the car, but he's up in the booth.
Oh, so I'm out of the car.
Appreciate you being here tonight, Matt.
Oh yeah, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I really I question Luke Daniels' decision not to pit here with 26 lap tires, and you only got 14 laps to pit, but he elects to stay out, and here we go, green.
It'd be interesting to see here as he does lead him down into turn number 1. And go ahead, Matt.
I probably will see Andrew Wood, Nick DeGroot, Jeff Highsong, Yari Brupacher, and the rest of the guys probably ganging up them all on fresh tires here. It'd probably be about 2 or 3 laps before they get around them here with all them cold tires.
Yeah, we'll see as those tires get up to temperature. You'll definitely expect them to have a little bit of an advantage as we see the 64 jump to the inside. Not quite, and Luke Daniels able to power around the outside now on those older tires. Honestly, sometimes, I guess maybe I'll pose this to you, Matt. Would you expect old tires to be better at the beginning of the run, knowing that the fresh tires are going to be cold and that, Luke may potentially have had some residual heat in his tires from the caution? Would you think that's accurate, or would you think not?
No, as far as these tires build up a lot of heat, especially when you put a lot. Oh, he just barely got in the wall, just got a little bit airtight. The Luke did. So these cars here, out of turn one, they probably heat up to about I'd say about 240, 250 degrees as far as tire temperature goes, and being on a restart and it has that heat cycle on it, I would probably prefer the new tires. But if you got like 5 laps on your tires and everybody else pits, I think you'd just be so fine. But as you can see, that Nick just passed him like he was sitting still. That's the difference between the new tires and the old tires. And he actually probably going to get swarmed by Jeff Heisong here in a minute. Oh, we got a car in the wall right outside too. That was Jim Brooks. Yep, yellow's out.
I have another yellow here. We'll go back to Jim Brooks here. See what happened. Coming down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2 by himself so far. A little bit of a late entry, maybe not. Oh, it looks like there was some contact there. Was that I believe that was the 41 of Taylor Reeves there, and Jim Brooks getting into the outside wall. Hopefully he has a chance to at least keep it rolling, but enough to throw the caution for now. And he is able to get rolling right away, probably going to head to the pits and take that fast repair. So 2 people that I think definitely just benefited from this will be the 64, not 64, excuse me, the 15 of Luke Daniels. So he should have his opportunity. We would expect to probably see him pit here, and yeah, he is on pit road this time. We actually have a few extras in Yuri Brupacher, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, but still Joseph Morales and Dan Herrera coming down too. So interesting to see splitting the pit strategy once again here, but Luke Daniels benefiting from that to be able to pit under yellow, and as well as Jim Herrick. This should put him back as the lucky dog onto the lead lap now, so he will have a chance to run with our leaders.
Yep, Jim Herrick is now going to be back on the lead lap. A benefit for that caution. That is great for Jim. I don't know, but that last caution kind of saved Luke Daniels there. I question that he stayed out, but he got lucky that caution came out, but it benefited for him. I mean, that's great. That's great track position for him.
Yeah, we do have Craig Forsyth here chiming in that obviously he said big gamble for Luke, and that unlucky for Brooks there, but Jim Herrick is now back on the lead lap, so as we commented, the lucky dog. So again, yeah, definitely a big gamble for Luke Daniels, but it seemed to have paid off for him. Obviously he's going to be restarting, looks like in the 11th position here, so a little bit back in the field, but we do have a bit of a split strategy. Really only about 8 laps in difference between the top 7 and the rest of the field for pit strategy. So Andrew Wood, Nick DeGroot, and Jeff Heisong, the first 3 at the front of this pack that pitted last on laps 30 or 31. And then Luis Gonzalez Nunez, the first one off of pit road from this last cycle, again pitting at lap number 39 there. So definitely going to have an opportunity to maybe split some strategy here. And it'll be interesting to see. It's only 10 laps, but 10 laps really could make a difference of whether you have to come back in and get a splash and go at the end of this race or not. So it'll be interesting to see how the cautions fly and how that fuel strategy works out.
Yeah, these drivers, they should be about good on fuel here. 40, 41, it'll be awfully close to go to another stop. But if these guys can save fuel, I'm sure they can make it in to the end about one more stop here.
And we are working on lap number 41 under our third caution of tonight. About a third of the way through this race here. And we have Andrew Wood in the lead, followed by Nick DeGroot and Jeff Hysong in the 18. Our top three, our podium positions as they sit. We do also have Eric Peterson and Gary Corley running in the top 5. As we will look to see, I believe we will be getting the one to go here with there we go. The pace car lights are off, and we will be going 1 to green next time by. So again, Andrew Wood will lead them back to the green flag. He will have the right of way to go as he pleases as leader, and as always, our single file restarts here. Again, everything designed to mimic the IndyCar series as much as possible with a season-long championship points battle. No gimmicks like we see in NASCAR and other racing series for playoffs or finals. Just a straight-up championship battle and old school, and I like it, Matt. I definitely enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I love the old school back. But one car in particular I'll be looking on this restart is that 89 of Nick DeGroot, trying to stay and make a move early before these tires really start heating up and it'll be hard to pass. So I'll be looking at him, see he might make a move here probably next first couple of laps here.
As we see the pace car rolling into the pit lane, the 64 is going to pick up the throttle, and we will be back underway green once again here at Gateway. Crank it up style here, as you can hear these wonderful high horsepower machines, high downforce machines, sending it off into the corners here at this short track for the IndyCar style cars.
If you ever been to an IndyCar race, I'm sure about most of you guys have. I know you have you, Boomer, at all yet?
I apologize. I am mostly a stock car guy, but if I ever had a chance, I would love to go in person.
Oh, you'll have such a blast. If you live around the Minnesota area, Wisconsin area, Road America is probably the best track. Oh my God, we got a caution out.
We have another yellow flag. It looks like Luke Daniels has crashed. We are going to bring that replay up here. Joseph DeCiro also off track. Man, definitely tough for these guys to keep it on the track. We'll see what happened here as we are... Yes, we got Luke Daniels in the 15 in the red car, and I believe that... Does that look like Yari Brupacher just ahead of him?
He was a victim of somebody else.
Ah.
Oh, Luke.
So we had, I believe that's Taylor Reeves in the 41 getting loose, and unfortunately ending the... run for Luke Daniels there. I believe he will still have... I can't remember. He doesn't have a fast repair or not, but definitely unfortunate for Luke there.
We've talked about it there, Boomer. I'm going to say it once. I'm going to say it again. Joseph DeCiro touched that rumble strips on the bottom. It really upsets this car, and it just set it to a self-spin, and he just lost control of the vehicle, and unfortunately, it collected a bunch of cars. And tough break for Luke Daniels here. Hopefully, he gets his fast repairing and gets back out there.
Yes, I apologize. That was Joseph DeCiro that got loose, and took out the 15 of Luke Daniels. Really nowhere for him to go, so we'll see. Joseph DeCiro is... looks like he's already made his pit stop, but Luke Daniels taking the tow as well. So... unfortunate there for him. Tough break after getting a couple laps led in here, but we are still working on lap number 47 under our fourth caution. Definitely been quite a few yellows here. We did see a few people come in. I think Yari Brupacher has pitted just about every yellow we've had so far. He brought Dan Marrera and Jim Herrick in with him on this stop. The only three that have pitted, and looks like they did grab tires as well here. So guess really kind of three strategies going here. We've got everyone in the top five: Andrew Wood, Nick DeGroot, Jeff Hysong, Eric Peterson, and Gary Corley. Last pitting at lap number 30. And then Luis Gonzalez Nunez in the sixth position is our first driver pitting on lap 39, and a bit of a difference between all the way back to maybe about 10th place, where Joseph Morales has last pitted lap 41, and Jari Brubacher, again, mentioned the first one coming in on this last pit cycle. So, about 15 laps difference in tires and fuel here, so we'll have to see how much further that Andrew Wood and Nick DeGroot can stretch it. They are working on 18 laps on fuel and tires here, but I'm kind of expecting everyone to feel like there may be a bunch more yellows coming after the chaos we've had early. I don't know what you think, Matt.
I really love what you said there. Jari Brubacher came down on pit road there. He is right now in his fuel number window. He probably have to go stop one more time. If they do catch another quick yellow, some of these leaders may come down pit road here because they are on their 16th lap, and
A little under halfway their fuel cycle there. Yep.
yes. So I'm sorry, I got interrupted by the other chat here. Excuse me. So if this goes green for the rest of the way, Jari is going to be in the catbird seat. I absolutely love his strategy right now.
Yeah, if you're mid-pack, it only demoted him to, I think, 11th position here in the running order. So not a bad strategy at all to put yourself in position to make it one more stop to the end, knowing that everyone else is probably still have to make 2 stops. So like we said, we've commented there's only 15 cars in the field tonight. Everyone still running. Actually, maybe not. I apologize. Joseph DeCiro looks like he may have pulled off for the evening, but we do have 14 cars on lead lap, so if you do pit like that, you don't lose a lot of track position. And yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see, but I think we're going to look to see Jari Brubacher and maybe even Jim Herrick come out on top, as Dan Marrera also just topped off on fuel, it looks like. So those will be the guys that can almost guaranteed go on one more stop here, as we look to see the 64 once again drop off the pace car, and he will send it off onto pit road, and Andrew Wood will be restarting the field. I'll do it once again here as the 64 picks up the throttle. We'll do a little bit of a crank it up style for you here. And again, you can listen to these beautiful machines here on this restart.
Oh, Luis Gonzalez with a nice run. He may pick off 2 drivers in one lap here. No, he's under the inside of Eric Peterson here. Now he completes the pass. Right now he's got his sights set on Gary Corley here.
Looking to improve his position in the top 5. And that number 14 machine, Gary Corley just ahead of him. Probably one of the tightest battles we see on the track, as Luis looks to the inside of the number 7 and will take the pass into turn number 3. Great run for him tonight.
Yeah, as I expected, but from Luis here. Very solid driver. Knows what he's doing. He's been driving these cars for quite a while. Like I said, he's a talent.
And we're going to jump back here as well. We've got a battle between Bud Steele, Taylor Reeves, and Jim Brooks here. Probably the tightest battle we have on the track. 3 cars within about a half of a second or so here, maybe a little over a half second. Jim Brooks looking to try and make a move inside, to the inside of Taylor Reeves maybe here. Nope, stays just tucked in behind him there.
I wonder if yeah, I'm really curious there, Boomer. I really wonder if Nick DeGroot is saving fuel here. It just kind of intrigues me. Just knowing him, he's probably gonna have to keep his track position here because they know they have to make probably about maybe one or maybe two stops here. So I'm really curious if he's really saving fuel here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure they're all trying to save a little bit of fuel to stretch it as far as they can. Again, our leaders last pitting at lap number 30. You have to go back to Luis Gonzalez Nunez in 4th place, and he pitted last on lap 39, so he's got 10 more laps of fuel than our leaders do as Luis keeps working his way up the field. And it looks like we just had another caution. Gary Corley first going off track. And Bud Steele, Gary Corley, and Jim Brooks all crashing here. We'll get you a replay here.
Oh,
We'll try and take a ride with Bud Steele here. Oh, it looks like we had Eric Peterson was low because Gary Corley was up into the wall on the outside. Oh, Gary Corley just comes down, unfortunately, into Bud Steele, collecting. Yep, coming back up and collecting Jim Brooks as well. Really unfortunate. Wow.
Wow, that's
so first.
Yeah,
we'll take you on board here with Gary Corley, and he clips the 6 here, as you can see, already spinning, coming into the grass. And you'll also see him come back up onto the track and collect the 51 of Jim Brooks as well. That is unfortunate. Let's see if we can rewind here a little bit and see what happened to Gary Corley to cause him to be slow off of turn number 4. Oh, yeah, definitely just makes contact with that outside wall. Not much he can do, but he tries to pull to the inside of the track and collects the 6 here in live time. It happens so fast. Collects the 51 as well. Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunate for sure. All right, we will jump back live. Go ahead, Matt.
I was getting ready to say, as I expected, and I've talked about it, Yari Brubacher stays out along with Jim Herrick.
Yeah, those two are definitely going to seem to be locked on the same strategy here, so that would be really cool to see Jim Herrick go from 0 to hero here tonight, as he is going to come out in 2nd place after everyone pits.
Yeah, like I said, he's on his fuel number. There's no reason to pit here. I think this is the perfect call for him. I just probably steal his win from Andrew. He's probably the best car on track right now.
It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, Craig chiming in. Appreciate you watching tonight, Craig. But yeah, he says nasty. Bud didn't see Corley damaged and just coming off the wall, and Jim Brooks just collected. I mean, yeah, really just unfortunate for Bud and for Jim. You know, Gary just trying to get to the inside, and may or may not have been aware of everyone else coming, but unfortunate regardless. Definitely a big mistake for Gary to hit the wall and really, I mean, destroy the front end of that car. You know, just tough situation all the way around, but we'll keep rolling here as we are working on the 5th caution of the night. We are about 2 or 3 laps away from the halfway point. So we'll see. Hopefully we can get some green flag runs in here. Most of these have only been about 8 lap stints at the maximum here. But Matt, do you think that we're going to get a chance to see these guys settle in here, or are you expecting more chaos through the end of the race?
I'm expecting these guys to just survive toward the end of the race here. A long green flag run will probably tell me how long can Yari last with those 12-lap old tires against Andrew Wood here. Will be interesting to see how much that affects versus clean air here.
Yeah, we will look to see here. I believe we will be getting our 1 to green this time by from the pace car, and Yari Brubacher will be leading the field back to the green flag here. do have one more on pit road. It looks like Bud Steele maybe coming in to grab either fuel and tires or maybe repair some damage. I'm not sure. I don't know if he has his last fast repair checked or taken or not, but it does look like, unfortunately, this will be the end of the night for Jim Brooks, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, and we already mentioned Joseph DeCiro as well. So unfortunate for those guys. I think they will be out of this race for tonight. We do have Luke Daniels and Bud Steele still working their way around. Looks like they will be 1 lap down or maybe 2 laps down. I believe one lap down according to the scoring pylon for now. We'll see if that updates, but hopefully only 1 lap down here, and yeah, based on timing, should be only 1 lap down. But we will look back to the front of the field, or talk back to the front of the field. This is Jari Brupacher here in the number 49 machine, being followed by Jim Herrick, as we will look for them to take the green flag and restart after our 5th caution of the night.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see how well those, like I said, those 12 lap old racing tires versus Andrew Wood and those fresh tires. But Jari has that fresh, clean air that everybody wants.
Yeah, great restart for Jari. Caught just about everyone else sleeping as he already jumps out to a 1 second lead over Jim Herrick. You have to go another 0.6 of a second back to Andrew Wood in the 3rd place, and Jeff Hysong and Eric Peterson rounding out your top 5 right now.
Yeah, as you see, Jari sitting there weaving, trying to break the draft from Jim Herrick, but it's going to be very hard for to break that draft. As far as, these cars, if you know more than about 1.5 seconds, you're going to catch that draft.
Yeah, we do actually see him breaking off to about a 1.5 second lead now. Andrew Wood's still about 2 seconds back. Seemed like it took a lap or two for Andrew Wood to get those tires heated up, but he's starting to maintain. He's only 0.2 of a second slower than Jari Brupacher here on that lap, as they continue to get faster here as those tires come up to pressure and come up to heat. He's now all over the back. We'll actually jump back there and watch him battle with Jim Herrick here into turn number 1, and I would expect, the 64 making light of the 40 as he gets around him pretty quickly. We'll probably see the 40 of Jim Herrick get swallowed up here, but knowing that if they can hold on for a little bit longer, Jim and Jari in the lead only have to likely make one more stop for the end of this race, just as everyone else does now too, with the rest of the field pitting on that last caution.
I'm just curious I have no idea, but I will have to go back after this race how Nick DeGroot lost all them spots. He was running 2nd before the caution flag. I'll probably have to go back and look at that one. Yeah. Probably improper stop, or forgot to do something, or to have something checked, or it's embracing. It happens.
Yeah, definitely some easy mistakes to make if you are not paying attention. Either taking tires when you shouldn't, or using up. Honestly, the worst one probably be using up your fast repair without needing it. But yeah, definitely a lot of opportunities, just like in the real world, in the sim world, to make mistakes here. You'd expect to have some of those kinks ironed out as we work on the 3rd race of the season already here tonight. But stuff happens all the time.
Yeah, it's like I said, for that man, I've known that man for probably about 8 years, and he doesn't make mistakes. And if he does make a mistake, it's not very often.
Yeah, definitely. So
right now, I am looking right now at Jari Brupacher and Andrew Wood right now. Andrew is closing on Jari here. I'm just ever so slightly. I'm kind of curious if he gets closer toward that back rear wing of Jari there, see if he can hold that lead.
Yeah, the last time by Jari Brupacher running a 25.40 to Andrew Wood's 25.12, so almost 0.3 of a second faster for the number 64 machine, again with about 10 laps fresher tires. and 10 laps more fuel in the tank, as Yari's going to look to try and hold off for as long as he can here and hope for his pit window to open up to be able to pit and make it to the end of the race. We would expect that window probably opening up here in the next 15 laps as we see the 64 diving underneath Jari Brupacher.
He doesn't have him clear yet.
Battling side by side here.
Now he's got him. Nope.
There he goes. Slides up right in front, and we'll resume the lead. Not without a fight. Jari Brupacher coming
not so
back.
fast.
Sending it down hard into turn 1, but the 64 of Andrew Wood will have the run on the outside. Definitely a valiant effort for the 49 of Jari Brupacher, hoping for him to see how far forward he can stay. It does look like Jim Herrick now just about evening out with all the guys around him. He was actually a 10th faster than Andrew Wood was that last lap, even though obviously Andrew and Jari battling side by side there definitely hurts them a little bit. But I mean, Jim and now that Jari and Jim are settling back in here, running similar lap times to Andrew Wood and the rest of the field here. What do you say? We got some green flag run here. Let's try and go through the field. How's that sound, Matt?
That sounds pretty good, bud.
All right, we are starting with the 64 again. We saw that pass for the lead. That is Andrew Wood. He is in the first place right now. Again, we have already documented we have Jari Brupacher in second place, followed just past by the 64. Him and Jim Herrick here in third are working on that tire strategy, or that fuel strategy, where they pitted 10 laps before everyone else did on this lap caution. Following Jim Herrick will be Jeff Hysong in the number 18 machine as he works in the fourth place, with Joseph Morales here in the top 5, that beautiful, beautiful looking M&M's machine. And behind Joseph, we do have Eric Peterson in the 36, a decent run for him tonight, up 1 spot. In the 6th spot, we do have Nick DeGroot as well, working in the 7th position, about 5 seconds back off of the leader. Behind him, up 7 spots on tonight, is Dan Marrera in the 26. Behind him, closely following him, is Gary Corley in the number 7 machine, with Taylor Reeves in the 41 rounding out your top 10. We do also have Bud Steele here sitting back in the 11th position, and Luke Daniels in 12th. Bud Steele and Luke Daniels, our first 2 cars 1 lap down. And I believe that will do it for the rest of our field. I think we'll cycle here to Jim Brooks, Luis Gonzalez, Nunez, and Joseph DeCiro all out already for this evening. So didn't take too long, but that was kind of fun. Get a chance to go through the field here on a green flag run.
Yeah, right now I'm focused on Jeff Hysong here. He slowly working his way up here, trying to get away around Jim Herrick here. Not really pushing the car really that hard enough. Slowing, trying to manage his tires, saving fuel, and I know Jeff for a long time, and he's going to slowly, methodically make his way through the field. Not an aggressive driver, but a very patient driver.
Yeah, we'll see, because, again, a couple blinks from him here. We can't seem to keep the cameras on him, unfortunately, but we do have, again, Jim Herrick and Jari Brupacher ahead of him in 3rd and 2nd, respectively. Running about similar lap times to Jeff Hysong. Jeff Hysong might be a 10th or so faster. Looks like Jari Brupacher is actually slowing down just a little bit. Yeah, Jeff definitely creeping in there. He is about 10 laps fresher tires again than Jari and Jim. Just about everyone in the field that is still running, pitting last at either lap 57 or 58. I know we've documented a few times again that Jari Brupacher and Jim Herrick pitted last on lap number 46. Man, we see Jeff Hysong is blinking quite a bit here, so maybe some internet issues as we'll actually jump to the 40 of Jim Herrick here in 3rd. But nevertheless, still a tight battle here for the last spot on the podium this evening. as Andrew Wood looks to gap the field by about 2 seconds now and slowly starting to run away with this. If you, Matt, would expect everyone to pit one more time, do you still think that Jari Brubacher and Jim Herrick's strategy is going to play out solely from the track position aspect? Or go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. You hit the nail on the head. These two guys here pull up the strategy great as far as track position goes. With these guys here, I probably expect them here probably hit pit road probably in the next five to 6 laps here. It's going to pay out good for them, but in the long run, it's probably going to hurt them. But it depends how hard they push their tires once they come in and pit.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here as the pit window will be opening here in about probably 3 or 4 laps or so for everyone to make their final stop for the rest of the race. So we'll see, obviously, Jari Brubacher and Jim Herrick having to stop first before everyone else will mostly not have an opportunity to do the will almost exclusively have to do the undercut, but just about everyone else has a little bit of a chance to either pit with them and stay on the same cycle or do the overcut and have fresher tires throughout the end of the race. Which would you probably prefer to have, Matt? Would you probably prefer to have the pit first or pit last, the overcut or the undercut?
I don't know. Both of them has bit me pretty good last night. but probably the over.
Okay.
In the
Fresh
long run,
tires
it
through the
probably
rest?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. You have the fresh tires for pretty much the continuous through the run here. If you would have taken fresh tires early, you probably gained about half a second a lap to about a full second, or you can take like maybe about 2/10 or about 3/10 for about 20 to 30 laps. I think I'll take that instead.
Yeah, so we actually see Jari Brubacher here working on the 40th lap of this run. Obviously some fuel savings in the yellow flags there, but he is still running only 0.3 of a second off of his fastest lap time, running a 25:44 that last lap, with his fastest lap being a 25:11. But Andrew Wood is setting a blazing pace with his fastest lap actually being 24:99 as he looks to increase on a 2.5 second gap.
Ooh, that was really close between Jeff Hysong and Jim Herrick there. Jeff Hysong made an incredible pass on Jim Herrick there on the outside of turn 1. That was just beautiful there.
Definitely pretty daring as we look to see probably the tires starting to fall off completely, well, mostly towards the end of the run, at least for Jari Brubacher and Jim Herrick. So, yeah, definitely a big move for Jeff Hysong. Fortunately, looking to have a little bit better internet connectivity now and not blinking as bad. I know, who knows, maybe he could have been respectfully waiting to pass until his internet
He's coming in.
Yep, we do see Jari Brubacher hitting the pit lane entry. He is going to be pitting this time by. So he will definitely be in the window just as everyone else is. It'll be interesting to see where he comes back on track if we stay green compared to when everyone else pits. So as of right now, Jari Brubacher is the first one to make his final pit stop of the race.
Yeah, right now, Jari does not want to see a yellow come out. He wants to see this thing cycle all the way through, and hopefully he has gained enough time on Andrew Wood when he comes out, and hopefully he does not run into super heavy traffic here.
Yeah, so we'll see the 64 of Andrew Wood now working through turn number 4 onto the front stretch, and we will jump back to Jari Brubacher, who is just now exiting pit lane, so about a lap and a half down now for Jari Brubacher, as we do see Jim Herrick also making his way to pit road.
Yeah, I'm quite curious to see how Andrew Wood responds to this. He's going to continue to stay out, but maybe probably about 2 to 3 laps he may come in, or he just might run it out here. I have no idea what his game plan is.
Yeah, I think he has the virtue of a very large lead to not have to worry about too much here as we do ride along the top of the 64 machine here. Nice and smooth through turns number 4, now opening up a 4-second gap over Jeff Heisong in second.
We see Nick DeGroot coming in too as well.
Yep, Nick DeGroot in this time, looking to get his final service for the night. I think he is the only one coming down this time by. So we've had Jim Herrick and Jari Brupacher pitting, as well as Nick DeGroot. We still have yet to see Andrew Wood, Jeff Heisong, Joseph Morales, Eric Peterson, Gary Corley, Taylor Reeves, Dan Marrera, Bud Steele, and Luke Daniels. All of our top 9 drivers there have yet to pit. And as I say that, we do also see the 60 of Joseph Morales, the 36 of Eric Peterson on pit road, as well as the 7 of Gary Corley. So we'll jump to pit road here real quick. See a couple cars, obviously Joseph Morales and Eric Peterson right on top of each other as they look to make their last service of the night. And we do have one more coming down pit road. It looks like Jeff Heisong in this time as well.
Oh, I see. Jeff Heisong's in.
Yep, and now Taylor Reeves and Dan Marrera also making their way to pit road. Gary Corley exiting.
Oh
pit road
no.
Here.
We have a little bit of contact out here.
Oh yeah.
Jari Brupacher has made contact with, God, I could say who that was. Looks like the 41 of Taylor Reeves. Oh my.
And unfortunately, I don't know if I can jump back to that. Oh, he is actually pulling. Oh no, there he is. He jumped to the pits. Jumped to his pit stop while he was already on pit road. So definitely unfortunate for Jari Brupacher here. Not going to have a chance to try and claim that race victory, as Andrew Wood does also make his final pit stop from the lead and keeps the lead, as we see Jeff Heisong, his gap closing about 4 seconds back. So I think just about everyone, well, Luke Daniels is in this time. Jari Brupacher is in the pit getting service and getting a tow, I believe, actually to the pits.
Oh.
So yeah, definitely unfortunate for Jari.
Right now, I always say what am I looking at? I'm trying to see. Andrew did come down. Okay, he did come down. I was looking at that one replay there. Right now, if I was Jeff Heisong, probably the only bet here is probably hope for a caution here, but that's probably the only way he's probably going to have a shot at Andrew. Right now he's got a 3.5 second lead over Jeff Heisong right now.
Yeah, he has absolutely been the class of the field here tonight. That is Andrew Wood in the number 64, putting down really quick lap times. The only one that's matching him for lap times right now is Nick DeGroot. And now Jeff Heisong. Last time around, Andrew Wood was a 25-17 to Jeff Heisong's 25-19, and Nick DeGroot the previous lap was also a 25-19 as well. So we'll see Nick DeGroot making a little bit of a recovery here. As we can maybe jump back to him, only a second off of Jim Herrick there in 4th place. Bit of a recovery here. Obviously, he was battling up in the top 3 at one point this evening. So that is just about your closest battle on the track between Nick DeGroot and Jim Herrick here, within 0.8 of each other, and pretty quiet other than that. It looks like Bud Steele is going to actually be put, Dan Marrera, Bud Steele, Luke Daniels all being put 1 lap down to Andrew Wood here. Actually, I take that back. Dan Marrera is going 1 lap down. Bud Steele and Luke Daniels might be going 2 laps down. I apologize, hard to tell based on my timing and scoring the way it is right now before it updates. But we will jump back to the lead and Andrew Wood as he continues to check out here at Gateway Motorsports Park.
He is just flat out gone. Well, he was a little upset about the race yesterday. We talked a little bit since then. He was a little bit frustrated, and uh, he does like worldwide technology a little bit. He went down to Barber Motorsports Park there in Alabama there last week, so he had really really good time. I wish I was down there with him, but unfortunately, it's allergy season, and I it really kicked my butt.
Yeah, definitely a tough time of the year for the allergies for sure. And we do continue to see the 64 of Andrew Wood check out here to a 4.7 second lead now. Jim Herrick 8 seconds back, and Nick DeGroot actually closing in now on Jim Herrick. We'll take you to that battle. Again, that's probably the closest one that we see on the track here. Nick DeGroot is running about a tenth and a half faster than Jim Herrick is a lap. And, I mean, no surprise, Andrew Wood is still 2 to 3 tenths faster than just about everyone else in the field right now. So not much that anyone else is going to have for him, as we see Nick DeGroot is going to be looking to make this pass on Jim Herrick here eventually as he continues to reel him in. The closest battle on track. Everyone here now should be good to go for the rest of the race. We do have to note again our retirements so far have been Jim Brooks in the 51 after some contact, not to his doing, but just unfortunate circumstances as well for Luis Gonzalez Nunez. He was having a stellar run before he got in some contact in the same caution that took out Jim Brooks as well. And Joseph DeCiro being scored in 15th place, our third vehicle out of the race. I apologize. Go ahead.
I was getting ready to say Nick DeGroot just finally got around Jim Herrick there. He is just on the rail right now. The only way it's going to save these guys is going to be a caution flag, and right now, as far as these guys, they're pretty spread out. And a caution is probably not really going to happen for these guys.
We'll see. We have seen quite a few people get loose on their own, but I think since I asked you if we might see some more chaos, it's actually been pretty quiet so far. So again, reminder that if we do get far enough into this race, the yellow flag could end it. But right now, hoping to stay green, at least for the 64 of Andrew Wood. He is hoping for it to stay green and click off these laps here. Definitely still a big gap to him. As he looks to lap Gary Corley here as well, lapping up through 7th place if he can get around the number 7 machine there. Definitely an outstanding night for him. Working on about a 5.5 second gap now back to Jeff Highsong, and a 9.5 gap back to Nick DeGroot. Nick DeGroot, almost some contact there with the lap car, but the 64 will continue on and will continue to pace this field. His last lap here, a 25.52 with a little bit of that contact there, slowing him down a little bit. But Nick DeGroot's reeling him in extremely slowly. I don't have any belief that he'd be able to get there in 15 laps, but it would be interesting to see what he could do if he did get there with a yellow. But again, Andrew hoping to click these laps off as we are now working on 14 laps to go here, and he continues to lap through the field. Man, he's already got Joseph Morales in his sights here to put the the 6th driver in the field 1 lap down. Absolutely flying tonight is the 64 of Andrew Wood.
Yeah, he's on rails right now. He's pretty much just there's not much to say. Hey, he's just that good. I've raced him many times. Like I said before, he's on rails.
Yeah, we have a note here from Yara Brubacher, already out of the car, checked out of the infield care center after that incident. Definitely unfortunate. 3 races, 3 chances to win, 3 times taken out for him. Yari has had some wonderful fuel strategy that we've seen all season long so far, and I mean, so many instances just beyond his control. But we hope to see you in Victory Lane someday soon, Yari, and appreciate you at least checking in with the broadcast. And again, very unfortunate to see your night end so quickly here for the third time this season.
Yeah, I was sorry about that, Yari. We were hoping that strategy would play out, and I was quite interested to see if you would actually catch up to Andrew Wood here with that early pit there. Sorry it didn't work out for you, brother. I hope to have you next week.
Yeah, we do see, again, the number 40 of Jim Herrick still staying in the top 4 here. He was working just behind Jari Bruchpacher before the chaos happened, so that would have likely been at least where his strategy would have put him, if not battling with Andrew Wood, probably battling with Jeff Heisong and Nick DeGroot inside of the podium placings, and even probably more likely definitely battling with that 64 of Andrew Wood maybe to try and keep him honest here, as no one else really has been able to tonight. That last lap, he is 0.3 of a second faster than Jeff Heisong or Nick DeGroot or Jim Herrick, and even faster than the entire rest of the field. Just absolutely putting a clinic on here as he's working on 9 laps to go here. Just about getting into a position where, again, you'd see the yellow flag and the race. Again, true IndyCar style here in the Dark Horse Area 51 series. So interesting. Love to see that, I guess maybe not nostalgia, but accuracy to the real world for the same cars that they run. So love to see that in comparison to the real Indy cars that they do run. Again, that no green-white checkers, even though we are green-white checker TV, and the full season championship schedule.
No, basically we mimic the IndyCar series, on the exception of the Lucky Dogs here. Of course, if we had a much larger field, we would love to have you here at Area 51 IndyCar Series. Of course, it is free to join, based off the donations that everybody here has done here all season long, and we do greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely a cool opportunity to join the Area 51 leagues. Obviously, this is just one of 4 leagues that we run here, all covered here by, except for Monday night, I believe, all covered here on Green White Checker TV, but we do have the Monday Night Next Gen series, and today is our Dark Horse Area 51 IndyCar Series. Thursday, I will be back running again the broadcast, I believe likely with Gael back on Thursday in the, we'll be working with the Truck Super Speedway Series, as they will be looking to come for the first time to the Daytona International Super Speedway after running Talladega for their first 2 races of the season. And then we will have Sunday night's Xfinity Super Speedway Series again later this week as well. So we appreciate everyone getting the chance to tune in tonight. And I know there's a couple, I think for the most part, seems like Gateway may have scared a few people away. Obviously, we got Gunny and Craig in the chat mentioning that they were not able to join tonight, and obviously Jari Bruchpacher already out tonight, but I think for the most part, it seemed like some people might have been scared off by this unique track layout.
Oh, I'm watching this. I've been watching this battle for the past couple of laps. Eric Pearson finally caught Jim Herrick for 4th place here, so you go down into turn number 1.
Yep, they'll be working side by side into turn number 1. It looks like Jim Herrick will have the advantage on the outside, but look for Eric Peterson to continue to battle as we are working with 2 laps to go here in the Dark Horse Area 51 series. Keep an eye on this battle for a little bit longer.
Yeah, that lap car may be a little bit effective. No, he moves out of the way.
Get out of the
He's
way.
right now he is fighting that dirty air. He's trying to find. If he worked his way to the outside of Jim Herrick going into this corner here, he may have the opportunity to pass him here. Oh, by the way, we're coming to the white flag here.
Yep, working on the last lap here, as we'll actually come away from this battle to watch the number 64 car here all the way into turn number 4 already. He is going to make his way down the front stretch and will be our winner for tonight in outstanding fashion.
Absolutely dominant here tonight. Hats off to Andrew.
And we'll see the battle for 4th or 5th place as Jim Herrick does hold off the charging Eric Peterson here at the end of the race. Yeah, fairly quiet race here for the second half, and I mean, really just watched Andrew Wood absolutely crush it here towards the end. We'll go watch him see if he does any front stretch celebrations here after the race. Definitely an exciting one at first. Maybe would have seen some pit strategies come into play, and enough cautions kept falling, and then we had one really long green flag to the end. And no one really had any chances to change it up for strategy. But we are going to talk to a few of our drivers here tonight that were able to place up in the podium spots here in just a second. We will start our interviews here. Looking for a few here in Discord.
Hey, you have to give Nick just a minute because
He'll be coming up in a second. So
Yeah,
usually we would start with our 3rd place and work up to our 1st place. So if you give us a moment here, we will get the number 89 in the booth here. We'll also pull a couple other people to the waiting room here. Definitely.
Here he comes.
Okay.
I got him.
Okay.
I got him.
Definitely an exciting battle here towards the end, as Nick DeGroot was able to work his way back through the field. And we will bring him into the booth. This is Nick DeGroot, our 3rd place finisher here tonight. Nick, definitely a great opportunity to work your way back up through the field and make it to the podium placings. But if you would, why don't you tell us what happened there that got you back in the mix in the early parts of the race?
Yeah, so I came in here hoping for a good, clean race after, a pretty rough couple first races to start the season. But this one was going well, and I, for whatever reason, was having a close race off pit road. Jeff Heisung goosed it a little bit, got a little greedy, and got a speeding penalty. So that sent me to the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were able to get back to 3rd, but I think we lost out on what would have been a solid 2nd there. But to rebound to a podium even still is great. Just that race ended up being a lot harder for me than it should have been.
Yeah, definitely having to work for it there. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah. Hey, Nick, it's Matt up here. I know. This track here is, one of my favorites here. Is there any way, like, if you didn't have that speeding penalty, would you have anything for Andrew there at the end?
No, I don't think so. He's a short oval master. I've been battling against him before at short ovals, and usually something has to happen to him for me to be able to beat him, or I get track position on him through pit stops or something. Without that, there's just not much of a way. He has an edge over me here, and other short ovals like it. He's really good. He's really fast, and I don't think anybody was touching him tonight. That was wall-to-wall dominance.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, still a great opportunity for you, Nick, to make your way back up to the podium placings for an interview here tonight. And while we have you here, want to give you the floor. You are welcome to make any shout-outs or sponsor notes that you would like to make for tonight.
Yeah, as always, want to thank everyone at Factory Back Motorsports. It's unfortunate we haven't been able to get a win yet, but, I think it's coming. We're getting closer. Got a couple podiums. We got Michigan coming up next, which is one of my favorite tracks. And, thank you to everyone, copenmore.com, motorsport.com, DeGroot Automotive U-Haul and Detailing, Blaze Pods, HyperX, Cowboy Shit, and everybody else supports this team. And see y'all next week.
Thank you, Nick. Definitely looking for him to make his first win or get his first win of the season still. Definitely our season champion from last season and dominated most of the season, but we've had 3 different winners here this season, which has been fun to see. But we're actually going to bring up our second place finisher for tonight. That is the number 18 of Jeff Hysong here in the broadcast booth. Jeff, definitely a great opportunity to finish second. Runner-up spot here tonight in that beautiful-looking Black Rifle Coffee Company car. Tell us how your race went for you tonight. Was it did it go as you expected? Did you expect to be running up front there at the end? And what did you have for Andrew Wood at the end?
I had absolutely nothing for Andrew. He was in a class of his own there. I mean, he's a master at the short track oval, so yeah, he had that one in the bag. But other than that, the race went kind of a little better than I thought. I kind of put some pressure on Nick there on that caution stop and got him into the penalty. So got a second and just kind of held on to it and managed it from there.
Yeah, definitely an opportunity to maybe throw Nick off his game and get him a penalty and throw him back in the pit cycles here. But definitely seen a lot of different pit cycle strategies as we had lots of yellows going on. How are you feeling as those pit strategies came through? And did you feel like you had the winning strategy or to be on the winning strategy towards the end there?
That would have been tough with Andrew's pace, even if I would have somehow managed to undercut him on a pit stop or something. I'm pretty sure he would have drove around me, but locking up second was pretty solid right there. I was able to stay close to Nick there after a couple of restarts, so I don't know what would have happened on the long run after I found my rhythm there. But yeah, Andrew had it locked up and then just kind of lucked into second. I think I would have had third locked down, no problem. But yeah, overall it was a fun race though.
Yeah, that was that strategic move that you done there. That was absolutely perfection there. Jeff, what can I say there, brother? We raced together here on Monday, actually. Same track. Yep.
Oh, yes.
I'm looking forward to it there, brother. But and that, would you like to do some thanks and shout-outs there?
Shout outs to the team, Dark Horse Racing, you and all your success in Lionheart.
Oh, come on. You can't
shout
do
out
that.
Shout out to the
Tonight
family.
it's all about you, my friend.
My mother-in-law for watching my son all the time so I can get practices in and get these races in. My beautiful wife, my boys, Jeffrey, Aiden, and Noah, and the guys at work. And that's about it. You guys for doing such a great job getting these broadcasted.
All right, Jeff. We thank you for your time there, brother. Hopefully we'll see you back here soon.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, definitely appreciate Jeff here as he finishes second in the race, our third race of the season. And now the moment we've been waiting for our interviews, we will bring in the race winner. That is Andrew Wood in the number 64. I don't think anyone out there had anything for you, and everyone just about has admitted it so far, Andrew. But take us through how that race went for you and how it was compared to your expectations.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say actually. It's kind of I'm surprised that I was as good as I was. Just having a lot of problems in the practice session. I was wrecking everywhere and trying to find different tools that worked out pretty well for me. And I even went into the race a little unsure of like how I was going to take turn one, on the first lap kind of thing, from a rolling start standpoint. But yeah, unfortunately with the way the car is now, you got to be changing weight jacker every straightaway. So I changed the weight jacker about 200 times this race. The car behaves so differently in 1 and 2 compared to 3 and 4. A lot of people were complaining about loose feeling on the entry to 3, so you really had to go negative weight jacker for that, and you kind of had to find a positive weight jacker to get through 1 and 2 because the car is just too tight there. I even played with the bars a little bit, but on the last stint I just kind of left it how it was because I felt comfortable with how I had wound up leaving it. The other big, I guess, worry I had during that race is, as Matt can tell you, my luck has just been absolutely nowhere lately.
Oh, I can tell you, just straight out, yep.
I was hoping that we would go lap 85, 86, 87, 88 without a caution because I know that people would pit and do the fuel save, and it's really tough to fuel save from the lead. So every lap from 85, 86, I was nervous, and I'm like, please, just let's get through this green. And then once that happened, then I felt like the race was mine, as long as I just kind of drove at my own pace and stuff. And then the other thing that worried me was the same exact situation, lap 118, 119, something like that, because I could probably keep the lead for track position, but I didn't really have a good representation of just how good new tires were compared to those who stayed out, just because the guys that were staying out in previous stints were a little off the pace, so it was kind of easy to get by them. I don't know if I had made a mistake on a restart or something like that, if I would have been beaten into turn 3 with just 2 or 3 laps to go. So just really happy everything played out how it did. Traffic was pretty good for the most part. And just never count me out on a short track, I guess, because my last win was at Richmond. So can't win on a 1.5 miler or super speedway, but I'm pretty big threat on the short ovals.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yep. This is had make you feel good. I know we race together on Mondays. This is definitely got to make you feel better after last night, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't really talk much about that now, just because it's a little off topic. But yes, you're right. This makes me feel good for sure. Especially not even just counting last night, but just counting my last season in Area 51. I know I'm kind of on and off part-time and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the races I do run just make stupid mistakes and make bad judgment calls on where to pass, when to pit, stuff like that. So this feels good, and maybe I can focus a little bit more on getting some finishes I deserve again for the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely a great opportunity. And I know as soon as we interviewed Nick DeGroot, he kind of complimented you on your short track prowess, knowing that he may not have anything for you tonight. So definitely some big praise from one of the best in our league here tonight. But you beat them all, and you did it in outstanding fashion. So definitely want to congratulate you and give you an opportunity to have the floor and give any shout-outs or sponsor plugs that you'd like to have tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys for commentating, and Matt for stepping in and sitting out of the race. That's pretty bold of him, as I know he's.
I hate it.
He was probably watching and having a good time commentating, but at the same time going like, "Man, I wish I was out there." So
yep, I do.
So yeah, thanks to Matt for jumping in there. Thanks also Matt again for putting the lead together and getting setups out and keeping us all intrigued and such. And I'll shout out Jim as well for that. And thanks to all the competitors who came out tonight. It was looking a little light on the grid, but then we got some guys coming in the last second, which was good. So hopefully we can keep a good turnout for the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate you, Andrew, and appreciate Matt for jumping in the booth tonight. But once again, big congratulations to him. A big deal to lead just about all of this race tonight. So congratulations to him again tonight. But Matt, wow, that was exciting. Our third race of the season. Our third different winner that we have had. So we've had Jack Walls, Craig Forsyth, and now the 64 of Andrew Wood collecting wins on the season. But what were your thoughts from tonight?
It's no question. Like I said, I'll say it again. Andrew is one of those short track specialists, as Nick DeGroot said too. He's really dominant on the short track program, especially out of these other tracks that are coming up through the schedule here. And the road courses too. We got one road course coming up too, and he will be a threat there as well. So, I'm hats off to him and his driving ability. Just no question. He's flat out the best driver that won tonight.
Yeah, definitely. As we pull up the results here, you see again Andrew Wood an 8 1/4 second lap lead, 8 1/4 second lead over second place of Jeff Heisong in that 18. Definitely a commanding performance here from Andrew Wood, and Jeff Heisong in the 18th and Nick DeGroot in the 89 was our podium, which we have interviewed tonight. We did also have Jim Herrick in the 40 playing that different pit strategy that we saw for most of the night, followed by in the 5th position Eric Peterson in the 36. A 6th place finish for Joseph Morales in the 60, followed by Gary Corley in the 7th, 7 car in 7th place. We had Darren Morera in the 26th, Bud Steele in the 6th, and Luke Daniels rounding out our top 10 in the 15 car tonight. We also had Taylor Reeves, followed by Jari Brupacher in 12th, who had a tough run tonight. Definitely looking for him to turn his luck around here at some point this season. Andrew Wood was able to get his season turned around. Hopefully we can see Jari Brupacher back on top of the scoring pylon here at some point this season. Also had Luis Gonzalez Nunez in the 13th spot in the 14 car. Unfortunate circumstances for him and Jim Brooks in the 14, taking out in incidents that were not of their doing. And we had our last finishing car of tonight, Joseph DeCiro, in the 110. And a reminder, we had Matt Wagoner, who graciously joined us here in the booth tonight, joining the session, but obviously not racing with us and commenting. So want to say one final shout out to you, Matt Wagner. Obviously, we were here tonight without Guy Al Brooks. He'll be back on Thursday, I believe, and then back next week again for this league. But from all of us here at Green White Checkered TV, we really appreciate you stopping by tonight, watching live and or on the replays, and we hope to see you again next week as we will move into our 4th race of the season. And stay tuned again. We've got a few more races this week with the Super Speedway Truck Series on Thursday and the Xfinity Super Speedway Series on Sunday night to round out the week 3 of the Area 51 leagues. But for now, for all of us here at Green White Checkered TV, for myself and Matt Wagner and Guy Al Brooks, again, who couldn't be with us tonight, we appreciate all of you tuning in. We hope you have a great week and hope to see you back here again soon.
Good night, everybody.